Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing ShadowRun or ShadowGuard. ShadowGuard, I think. And the reason we're going to be doing this is because a lot of the players are not familiar with ShadowGuard and how it's run. I do have a script for some of the more basic stuff on there, but I'll be explaining everything if you for some reason don't have the script. Or if you want to send me a message on Discord, I can send you over the script to get everything taken care of. Little update on the base. We have got a couple of rooms now. Downstairs we've got a crafting room. Upstairs we've got our room for like maps, T-maps, exploring, SOSs, things like that. And then our basic room down here for crafting is begun with the blacksmithing side of things, the imbuing side of things, and the more I get, obviously, the more I'll be doing tailoring, things like that. So first things first, though, we'll head over to the rune library. And when you come in here, you'll go up to this little crystal right here. Okay, moonstone crystal. You'll double click it and you'll hit ShadowGuard. This is going to take you directly to the ShadowGuard area. And you'll walk up these stairs with either, under the clouds. Go up into this beautiful little castle. And right here, you'll see an enchanting crystal ball. So whenever you first start this off, you're not going to want to be on your mount. And I'll show you why here in just a second. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Get this popped up. And we'll head to the bar. You have to do these in order. So do the bar, and then the orchard, and then the armory, and then the fountain, the billiard, and of course the end. So with the script running, you just have to walk by these bottles and you'll end up chunking the bottles at the pirates. If you don't have the script running, you'll just grab them, put them in your pack, and then double click them and target the pirates, and it'll do the same thing. I've ran this probably 30 times without the script because I didn't know there was one. So it gives a whole different experience, to be honest. So if you've never ran it without the script, I definitely recommend running it without it first. Being that this game is a little more on the older side, I'm pretty sure most of us have ran ShadowGuard. So there's nothing that you're probably missing out on by not frustrating yourself to death without the scripting. So again, if you don't have the scripts, please send me a message on Discord. I will send them over to you. So some of the bottles you will drink, some of them will explode in your face. They do damage to you, so be careful. Don't just run around on like autopilot, kind of like with a drive to work in the morning, because you'll end up running out of HP and dying, and then you'll be really embarrassed. And everything in ShadowGuard, if you die, you have to restart the entire scenario. So unless you want to have to redo all of this again, make sure to watch your HP. And the reason you're not using your pet or any kind of like, wildfire, whatever kind of spells, is they will reflect damage to you. So I haven't tried these pets, to be fair. The pets here do seem a little bit more beefy, but typically they're going to reflect enough damage to where you're going to be either constantly healing your pet, or obviously your pet's not sitting here swinging out 300s over and over and over again, back to back to back. So this is kind of a carefree way just to knock these little pirates out. This should be the last wave. At the end of it, Shanty spawns. He is or she, I don't really know, is like a pirate lord. I guess Shanty kind of sounds like a chick name. Maybe it is a chick. I'll have to check when I pull it up. But at that point, you'll get off your mount. If you don't have necromancy like I do, or like I don't, you'll have to bring a couple extra scrolls with you, because you will be going in and out of wraith form a couple of times during the actual ShadowGuard event. Yep, there's Shanty. Let's see. Old Shanty's a dude. Alright, so let's see here. We'll go into wraith form. Get our pet teed up. Got our death ray going. So I did do ShadowGuard yesterday, and I got Enchantress's cameo, and I was like, okay, cool, kind of a Spider Slayer thing, you know, like that's pretty sweet. I checked the vendor search, I think it's like 15 million gold, so I would say that's a successful run. Also, your luck will play into factor here, so if you do not have a bunch of luck, you may want to at least get a couple items for luck. I went ahead and did, where did it go? I'm wearing this, the Mempo of Fortune. I had to go ahead and put some additional lower reagent cost on a couple other items to make sure I could wear this, but it was worth it in the end because an extra 300 luck does seem to be doing me some pretty good on drops, things like that. So it doesn't look like there's a gump that comes up for you to leave immediately. You will have to wait the full 60 seconds. Once that's gone though, you will be ported out right in front of that enchanted crystal again. That way you can use that to get to the second level of ShadowGuard. The Orchard. All right, so this one is going to be a little bit more on the puzzle side. It's not really so much fighting or really collecting or anything like that as much as it is puzzle. You're going to select a tree, and then said tree is going to have an apple on it, and then you'll throw the apple. And by doing so, you will run into different like factions. It'll be like wrong for justice, deceit for truth, and or honesty, things like that. So what you'll want to do is just kind of run around. Now this is with the script. Without the script, you're not going to want to just run around like this, because at that point you'll be surrounded by these things, and then you won't have any guide to where you're going. Scriptless, this can take a little bit longer, but as long as you have like a notepad, I used to put a notepad down and I would just write down, hey, 4 things on this side, 4 things on that side, and I would like, you know, write down deceit, Hyloth, all that kind of stuff. And I found it really fun actually to go through and do this old school puzzle style. It doesn't take that much longer, to be honest, as long as you write everything down and are, you know, taking notes on where everything is. As long as you know the opposites. If you don't know the opposites, this is going to be a tough one. So just keep that in mind and kind of bear with that. What is this? I've never seen this. A tattered book. Can I take it? Oh, okay. Interessante. So these things will spawn every time you fail a match. So, for example, if I go up to one of the trees and I don't throw the apple at the right one, then one of those things will spawn. So you see how now that I picked it up, the game, or I guess the script, will tell me where to throw it. And then, like right here, it says sacrifice. Covetous is to sacrifice. This is a guess, so it doesn't know. Guess, so it doesn't know. Come on. This is to Hyloth. Oops, see how that one was messed up? Okay. So that's a good example of the script not doing what it's supposed to do. It did the tree wrong on that one. So that means that towards the end of this, I will have to actually do one of these myself. Not that big of a deal. Like I said, I'm doing these so many times. These drop excellent money, by the way. So if you are actually doing this for any other reason, like if you actually want to make money, these drop phenomenal money. About 1,000 to 1,500 gold a piece. And like I said, you can infinitely spawn them by just doing the stuff wrong. So let's pop this guy. It says Despise. Okay. This does Deceit. Alright, so now we've got some magical trees that we will need. Okay, so this is Hyloth. Alright. So now let's see what this one is. Spirituality. Okay. Shame. So as you can see, even doing this manually, this is not going to be, I mean, it's not that deep. It's really not. The next wave actually takes, in my opinion, takes the longest, but it's only because you're prohibited by respawns. And I'll show you why here in just a second. It's a really rewarding event, ShadowGuard is. You've got a chance to get some just phenomenal, very, very rare items on top of having the opportunity to get the insanity coins. For every character that you bring, and you can obviously bring 3 if you have 3 accounts or whatever else it is, you get 100 insanity coins. So for 30 minutes, you could get 300, that's 600 an hour. And it only takes 2,000 to get a 120 pick a scroll, which can be worth 2-3 million gold. Or what I would actually use it for is I would just get like the mining or lumberjacking. That way you could actually sell those resources, and kind of like one of those old sayings, teach a man to fish, versus give a man a fish kind of things. But alrighty, so we'll go back over here. Second or third, we got the Armory. This one is actually, I find it extremely simple. The only downside to this is the respawns. If it respawned faster, then this event would be very, very, very fast. But you are kind of stammered to their speed. Oops, need that. So we'll pop in here. These guys are not difficult. They don't put up any kind of actual fight. Probably take 100 of them at a time, to be honest with you. But they do spawn independently, so you're not going to have like waves of them or anything like that. You usually get 1 or 2 in a room, and then you pick up these, I'm going to butcher this, phylactery. Hopefully I didn't. And you take them over here and you dip them in the fire. And then you come back over here and you throw them at the, big suits of armor. There are, I think, 8 suits of armor in each room. So as you can do, there's 4 rooms. So 8 times 4, 32. You got 32 different, armors that you're going to have to phylactery. So, and they spawn about 3 at a time in the whole area. So as you can see, it's not necessarily the difficulty of this one, it's just the time frame that you need to have to be able to complete this one. This one usually takes me about 10 minutes. Oh, and you can't just run around and collect these, willy-nilly, because they do have a time frame on them. So if you try to get too greedy and try to go around and collect like 5 or 6, then they'll start blowing up in your inventory. They don't do any damage to you, but it will be a wasted collect of the phylactery. And I'm about to test if they... Nope, they do not redo anything on their time limit for purifying them, so you really do only have the 60 seconds. Alright, so we've got 6 down over there. I think maybe they're undead, because they do that like lich laugh. I didn't look under their armor to tell. But yeah, they definitely do a very, very large lich laugh. Man, I need one more. Alright, this little room down here is done. tell you what, older games, especially this game, in my opinion, they have like the coolest like sound effects. They've got the best music for towns, the coolest sound effects for stuff. Just stuff that really, like, you'll always remember. Like, for example, World of Warcraft, the one sound that I'll always remember is the Murloc. No matter what. Like, I'll go to my grave thinking, man, that Murloc sounded really weird. But on here, it's like they have so many different sounds, like the chicken sound, the dog sound, the cat's meow. I think maybe it's because it does it on a loop, and so it's just kind of like ingrained in your brain. But I always think of UO whenever I hear stuff out. You know, I'm like, man, is that like UO? Like, if someone's playing UO in the background of your phone call, you're gonna know. You're gonna be like, hey, dude, we should be friends. Okay, so there's not 8 in every one of them, it looks like. It looks like there's 6 here, 7, and then 8 down there. So so that's not too bad. So that's what, 14, 20, 28? See, I'm getting greedy. That's okay though. We'll try to hurry. And if you are in the market for gold armor, you're going to get a ton of it here. You can douse your whole vendor squad out with all this stuff. I always find myself getting more and more greedy on the drops towards the end, you know? Just like, I guess in my mind I'm like, man, I'm really tired of doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to get as many as I can. But then they start blowing up in my inventory. I feel stupid. Yeah, see, that one's at 20 seconds. I gotta hurry. We'll just go ahead and go down in here. You do feel kind of silly, to be honest, whenever you're trying to get even more of them, because you're just trying to be in a hurry, and then they start blowing up in your inventory, and you literally did it all for nothing. It makes me really sad. So, moral of the story is just do it right the first time. Go in almost like a mechanical fashion, just boom, 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 and then take your time, boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, 5 more. Be the last one. Yeah, okay. So, you're just going to throw this last one here in the fire. If you're not using the script, you will have to manually throw them in the fire. It doesn't take that long. It's not that big of a deal. But again, I have a script, so please let me know if you need it. We can go over how to use it, what it takes, all that kind of stuff. For the most part, though, it is pretty self-explanatory and makes this a lot easier and faster, especially if you're trying to actually farm it. If it's like I said, if it's your first couple times you're doing it together with a guild or friends, you probably want to do this the old-fashioned way, just to have fun and experience it. If not, I say script away, farm away. All right, so this next one can be the longest one. It cannot be the longest one. It really depends on you and your puzzle skills. So the other one was more of a matching puzzle. This is going to be more of a placement puzzle. So we'll go to the fountain now, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. So when you have the script on, you'll want to touch all of these different places. All spigots found, all drains found, path plotted. That's what you want to see. It'll bring it up here. That way when you walk by these things, well, it should. Oh, okay. You got to press OK. Then it'll start popping up the different parts. Now these guys will start just spawning in. And whenever you see them, you want to kill them, because these are the ones, like, don't try to avoid them or anything. They're the ones that drop the pieces that you're going to need in order to complete the different puzzle, to get the water from here to the plumbing area over here, or spigot, or whatever you want to call it. So the farther you get into this, the more, or I guess the higher that these will spawn as far as time-wise. Which actually is kind of a good thing, to be honest, because you're going to be able to gather the pieces that you need even faster, which I think is good. But doing this by hand, manually, you can probably see the frustration that you would have, you know, whenever things aren't lining up, or you're getting trapped in between different tiles, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not a huge person to like try to just recommend using scripts all the time, but for something like this, I feel like a script is going to save you a lot of struggle. This one is not my favorite to do non-scripted. Okay, so I am seeing somewhat of an issue here. Oh, maybe that one wasn't placed. Oh, okay, I was like, dude, that's not going to work. Okay. So once it's done, you can actually just double click the little thing over there and it'll start filling it up with water. You got to do that for all of them. And then once you do that, you go on to the next level. We've got one side done. So I'm very curious as to how this is going to go here, but we'll find out, I guess. And don't worry, it erases them out of your inventory whenever you're done with the event. You don't have to like drop them all on the ground or anything crazy. Alright, so here I think we're going to have to do a little bit of this manually. Huh. Let's see if it'll pop this. So I may have to turn it off at the end and do that one little piece over there manually. It looks like it didn't put in the right spot. Small price to pay, I assure you. I think this is the last piece I need right here. Alright, so that water spigot should come on. And then I'll turn this thing off for a second because it looks like I need to manually place this here. And then manually place this here. Yep, looks good. So in 60 seconds, see, I'm missing this right here because it messed up right there, but no biggie, no biggie. All right, for our next step, we're going to go to the Belfry. This is pretty easy. The hardest part's going to be, there's a big dragon in the middle. He does knock pets off, so it's kind of annoying, but it shouldn't be that difficult. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your pet to come back. You don't want it up there fighting that thing from the ground. So, come back, stupid. If you do have AoE, go ahead and pop it right here. Hit the Belfry, or the feeding bell, and then pet back on, of course. These things are going to drop an item that allows you to warp up to the big dragon up there. All right. So we've got our death ray set up. We've got pet positioned. See how it knocks the pet back over and over again? If it knocks it off, you'll have to go down and redo the bell, get another feather, and all the other stuff. But yeah, knock the pet off. Damn it. Okay. So actually, we can just use this feather here. We'll just have it follow us over to this way. Yeah, boom. You just want to get like the dragon against the side. That way when he knocks your pet back, you've got like 2 or 3 different knocks before he's actually off. Alright. Nothing. This is fairly straightforward. Kill the little dragons, get the feather, use the feather to come up here, and then position your pet as close to the side as possible, facing away from the side. That way when he knocks your pet back, he only knocks it back a couple of, you can knock it back 2 or 3 times. You can reposition the pet. If you still have the feather in your inventory though, if you fall, you can just fall and use the feather to get back up. If the feather's disappeared, it's obviously going to be better to reposition your pet, that way you don't have to go through killing all the drakes again or whatever. And we're on to the next one. This is the last and final thing, the roof. And this is so cut and dry. It is tank and spank the whole way. He spawns like 4 or 5 different bosses. They spawn up here on this little pad. He goes through this little speech thing where he's like, hey, you suck, here's a boss. And then after you kill one, another one will spawn, then you kill it, another one will spawn, until finally he whenever he dies, he'll release like this huge explosion of gold. And each one has a different tactic to use on it, which we will go over as we're doing them. But so see, it says, well, you've managed to get through my fortress, but alas, you shall not foil my plans. Here's someone to come play with you. Okay, cool. Basically, you just want to, lure him over towards you. Come on, dude. Oh, okay. Dude, put it in drive, man. Come on. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. You don't want to get too close to the center because that Minax person will use bard skills on you, which is annoying. Just lowers all your skills. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to get bard skilled, then don't get too close to the center. These guys will spawn adds sporadically as you're attacking them. So just keep that in mind. Try to make sure that your pet doesn't get overwhelmed depending on what kind of pet you have. And just make sure that you are prepared for the adds. There's nothing worse than getting the adds on you and not knowing they're going to be there, depending on where you're positioned, and everything else. So so this guy is the mage. He switches into another form where I believe melee damage actually heals him. So it can be beneficial to remove your pet at that point. If you can out damage through it, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so it looks like the golem form here is going to be a llama. Shalama llama. So just keep in mind that obviously you will heal with melee damage during the the Shalama Lama for him. But it'll go really fast. This guy's not that tough. He just does that silly little change. Yeah, see, he's already back. Uh-oh. I ran out of mana. That's actually pretty strange. Usually this guy gives me enough mana off the leech. I guess I just completely worn out. Alright, Virtue Bane. This guy's kind of a pain just because he does do a very large AoE attack. But I'll show you guys how to avoid that. You just gotta stay far enough away. It's not really that big deal. Typically it doesn't, I mean, it's not gonna like one-shot your pet or anything. But I mean it's a strong attack. You probably don't want to be standing in the middle of it, is what I'm saying. Like, even if you're a melee, you probably want to at least... He's really not wanting to be death raid. Oh yeah, not at all. He just said absolutely not. He said, I will not be death raid. So at this point, I'm just going to sit back, I guess. If you only let the pet attack, you won't get the ads, which I guess can be beneficial. I don't feel like the ads are too bad. Now, he'll do that little emote right there where he says, you will all burn to ash. And then he does that big attack. So if that big attack's not your thing and you don't want to be stuck in the middle of it and die, just move out of it, like move away. And then once he's done with it, you can obviously re-engage. Bruh. This dude is resistant. I don't like this guy. But yeah, for the most part, pretty much tank and spank again. Just stay out of his fire attack. And I'll give you guys a prompt this time on when he says it if you guys didn't see. You will burn to a pile of ash. Then he puts like a big fire thing out. And then he pops your pet. Like he pushes your pet wherever your pet goes. And then the only one left, I believe, after this one is the undead one. And the undead one's, I think, like the weakest of all of them, to be honest. And that might just be because it's not as resistant to fire, and obviously I can just wildfire it. Do we dare? We do. Oh my god. He's resisted like 6 or 7 of these. Ridiculoso. Where's this fireball? See how I engaged for like 2 seconds and we've already got ads. So yeah, it's definitely, if you let the pet do it, then you don't get ads. If you don't let the pet just do it, then you get ads. So it's kind of confirmed. Yeah, this dude is ridiculously resistant, apparently. I guess I just don't remember him being that resistant, but I actually need more ads. I'm gonna select some mana. I don't want to go into the next fight completely out of mana. The good news is we're getting to that sweet spot where he gets into that 28% HP range, and I'll start doing my little, thank God, non-resistible Word of Death. Can you imagine if it was resistible? Ooh. No, thank you. And now we're back to full health and ready for, or full health, full mana, and ready for the next engagement, which will be the undead guy. Come on, nerd. See, it tried to disrupt me, so he tried to do Discord on me. Excuse me. Dude, I was about to throw freaking Death Ray in the trash. Should be popping ads any minute. I figured he'd already have done it. There they are. The crazy skeletons do like crazy damage to pets, so if he pops those things out, you gotta be super careful, because they really can come out and just, well, you've seen what it did to my pet in like 2 seconds. Be fairly aggressive. So I didn't get anything item wise that time because it is random, but the gold here is just like the champ spawns, so you're gonna get, well, I can carry 50,000 gold roughly, like 55,000 gold, but they're 5k a pop, so still not as good as the champ spawns because you can rock the champ spawns out a lot faster, but 100 insanity tokens, tons and tons and tons of gold, and of course the opportunity to get, you know, items worth millions and millions and millions. I really do feel like in the long run it's a little more like the lottery, because like you are putting up, you know, a lot of chance for drops, but I do believe that this would actually be better for gold in the long run with the chance for the, you know, millions and millions and millions of gold worth of drops that can come out of this place. Like I know the Minex sandals are crazy good. The cape that gives 5%, I think it's Jumo's cape. It's really good. There's Hawkwind's robe that's really good. There's a lot of great stuff that drops out of here. So, I mean, I'm about halfway through here, and I've already collected like 250, 300,000 gold, so. And the last guy here will have some stuff on him. I guess so I can like disimbue it or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's ShadowGuard. Obviously, I'm going to be running this quite a bit more. So if you guys are interested in running it with me, you know, please give me a shout out. I can take as many people as we can. It just gets easier and we can do them faster the more people we have. And then of course you up your chances, get a tremendous amount of gold, and I don't know, I think it's pretty fun. So you guys hit me up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks everyone.